I tried any and everything and was sad that I did, but
somebody made some good money off of you. Somebody
dude,
made
so many people, man.
You have talked in the past about how you started slipping into an unhealthy side of your life. Tell us a little bit about that journey and what changed things around for you now, which led into you also launching your own health line, Unify. So tell us a little bit about
Unify Health Labs is what I'm doing now, which I started a couple years back because I developed a lifestyle of unhealthy eating. You know, you're on the road, you're on a TV set, you see the deli tray, you see the snack thing and it's filled with donuts or whatever. And, you know, you just nosh all day and you go, God, I'm still hungry. I'm so hungry I can eat a horse. Then you go and you try and eat a horse or two. And so that sedentary lifestyle of not really working out or exercising a bunch, just eating whatever, really led me to get up to 358 pounds at my heaviest.
I guess when you're, in a lifestyle where, you're very successful, you're very, very busy, was there a sense of like invincibility that like, I'm fine, I'm enjoying this?
You're so right on, because part of the thing for me was, out of sight, out of mind. I'm young, I'm cool, I'm hip, I'm really hot. I mean, we're really hot, the two of us.
we know
as
this.
Men go,
we know this.
Very.
Yeah. But, it always is going to happen to somebody else. I'm good, I'm healthy. I'll finally get it together at some point. That point never came. I wound up in the ER. Type 2 diabetes. Doctor says I got good and bad news. You have an incurable disease, type 2 diabetes. You can manage it, but you can't get rid of it. Your blood sugar is over 500. I can't begin to tell you the things that he listed off that could happen with blood sugar that high. Blindness, amputation, organ failure, all sorts of bad stuff. All sorts of life-ending sort of stuff. Yeah. So I go, wow, okay. Part of the reason I started Unify Health Labs is because, and I talk about this often, if it can happen to me and I'm a celebrity and all of this nonsense, it can happen to anyone. It doesn't pick sides. It picks people in bad behavioral patterns that can't get out of them, which is part of the reason that I trumpet highly behavioral psychology or behavioral therapy, because it helps you change the way you look at stuff or think about it. To stop smoking, to lose weight, because anything we're doing in excess is a problem. Too much overeating, too much dancing, too much running, too much of the gym, 8 hours a day at the gym, too much therapy, too much of anything. You're usually trying to numb something else that's not balanced and right.
You brought up a good point, that balance. So how do you find between mind, body, and soul? How do you find that balance?
For me, I started years ago meditating spiritually. So I grew up in a very Church of God in Christ family in a little church in the country in Louisiana. And, fine brimstone Bible. I still believe in God. But I needed more of a spiritual thing for me to get deeper and closer to understand it. So it's how something speaks to you, right? It's more behavioral, and I didn't know this. So what I wound up doing, I tried every diet. I mean, bro, I tried some of the weirdest diets. Guys, I
want to hear them.
They would inject you with pregnant women's urine. They would do this. Was all dude.
Pregnant women's urine?
Yeah, there were all sorts of nonsense going on. I don't know. As I said, I tried any and everything and was sad that I did, but
somebody made some good money off of you. Somebody made
so many people, man. Oh my God, guys, so many people. They saw me coming and go like, give him this, give him that, any placebo, I was there, you know what I mean? I got diagnosed 20 years ago. 4 years in, 16 years ago, I had gastric bypass. 4-hour surgery, crazy major surgery. A lot of people get it. A lot of people get the weight off. They bring it back, whatever. Part of type 2 diabetes or any diabetes thing is trying to get your weight management under control and also get your eating under control and develop much better habits. I did it and I made myself a vow. The recovery was tough and I said, listen, I'm never going back the other way. I'm divorcing food. I'm done. I'm starting over. One by one, I would put things back in my body and decide, God, I used to love eating avocados, but that doesn't make me feel good anymore. The fat was too high because a lot of things happen when you have the gastric bypass. Just things that are very rich, very sweet, you can't eat anymore. You get this sort of thing, they call it dumping, but it's almost like you have the worst heartburn ever. And you have to do nothing for a couple of hours and just let it pass. So I retrained myself. I went to every nutritionist. I went to everything, every psychiatrist, everything I could learn and soak up and sponge so I could get it together. I'm still down 120 pounds later, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And people say, well, how did you do it? And I said, listen, I had to go through complete rework, reset training of everything I thought I knew or wanted to know. And you got to remember, you got to put it in perspective.
What are the tools that helped you actually, flip that switch in your brain? Because it's easy to talk about and to hear you say it, and it's very inspiring, but
it sounds easier than it must have been.
But how do you not fall back into that habit? What are the tools that we can adapt, that we can use?
Okay. So one of the greatest lessons that I learned, and this is also, I had to accept these things within myself. It's really a lot of self-work and the psyche. That's why I talk about behavioral modification psychology or whatever. Eating of any kind is emotional. So what the therapist then does is says, okay, look, why are you doing this, Randy? You know this is not good for you. You have type 2 diabetes. So all this sugar, all these carbs that turn into sugar later, you're just making yourself sick. Do you want to die? Smoking kills. You're going to get cancer. Why you continue doing it? Why are you going to the gym? Well, I don't look like the people on the treadmill. Well, how do you think the people on the treadmill got to looking like that? They were in the gym every day. Yeah. So what are you willing to do? What steps are you willing to take to change the outcome? Because it's not just going to happen by magic.
Yeah.
And you're going to slip up, but you also learn not to beat yourself up. You get back up and you go, okay, I had that carby meal. I'm not going to do that tomorrow. That was bad. But I also adopted the morsel diet for myself. People go, what's that? One of the things I learned is never to deny myself. If I'm at a birthday party, I'm going to have the tiny sliver of that cake just to say, I had a bite or two. I didn't deny myself, so I'm not going to walk away going like, God, I really want cake. The cravings are killing me. I'm going to eat 5 cakes right now because that's the human condition. So I think you have to really get in touch with yourself. And I'm a big proponent of learning who you are and accepting it. What are my faults? What are my weaknesses? Do I know who I am?
And I love that your approach is holistic. It's mind, body, and soul. It goes beyond the food you put in your body. It's the thoughts. It's, the relationships you surround yourself with.
Well, it has to be, because since we know that eating is definitely emotional, what toxic people around me that are giving me these weird feelings and vibes? Oh my God, let me run away from them. Why after I meet with them, I do all the bad stuff? How are they influencing me, or that emotion, or that lack of fitting in, or whatever the range of myriad of emotions are that are creating this thing in me that I want to satiate? Because when we do anything in abundance like that, we're trying to cure something. So what psychology does, or psychiatry does, what's really going on, guys? What are we really dealing with here? Why are you having 19 pizzas and 40 cakes? Why? Are you trying to eat your feelings? That's probably what we're doing. One of the things I love what you guys do and what everyone does with these type of podcasts with the information is trying to help people. Any tidbit of information you can glean from these, people grab them, because we're just all out here trying to pay it forward and help. Well, listen, I love you guys. I'm huge fans. You guys are killing the game right now, man. I love this. I really love this. It's one of my favorite ones I've done. So thank you much.
Thank you so much to Randy Jackson for joining us.
Thank you. And if you want to hear the full episode, find it wherever you find your podcast, and the link is below.
Also, make sure that you subscribe if you like our videos, and dingle dongle that notification bell. We have new episodes every Tuesday.
Dingle dongle.
I think that's what the cool kids say.
And it's Giving Tuesday, so we want to hear from you. Who are you giving to?
Yeah, comment below. All the best.
Thank you. See you next week.
Dingle dongle.
Dingle your...
I have... No. That's a whole other dingle dongle.
No, take out the your. Okay, dingle dongle.
Inappropriate, Linda.
You said it.
So mature.